When you're ready, we'll start today seated, so make yourself nice and comfy. You might like to start by taking some nice big shoulder rolls. And then when you're ready to find stillness, allow the eyes to close down and just enjoy these first few moments of stillness as you arrive in your space. Today we're working on building up our upper body and core strength. So listen into your body. Feel free to change up the practice however you like, however you need. Child's pose is always there for you if you need to rest. We'll begin our practice warming up the core, hands and wrists, as we're doing a lot of work on the hands today with Kapalabhati, which is our belly pump breath. So if you're familiar with that breathing exercise, you can keep your eyes closed to keep your focus inwards. Otherwise, you can blink open your eyes now and I'll do a quick demonstration. So Kapalabhati is a number of short, sharp exhales out the nose. And we exhale that air by drawing the belly in and up in a strong, sharp motion. So if you imagine your lungs are a big set of balloons, the belly draws in, squeezing the bottom of the balloons, and it forces a little bit of air out the top of the balloon through the nose. You need to remember to take a little breath in again to refill the lungs, else we'll run out of air. But you don't need to think too much about the inhale. Just focus on a strong exhale from the belly. Relax the belly and the air should just naturally flood back in. We'll take about 30 breaths in each round, 3 rounds in total with a short pause between each round. And then let's time that with some movements in the hands to start warming up. So when we begin, we'll lift the arms up nice and tall and straight. Then on each breath out, I invite you to flick the fingers as hard as you can. The harder you can do this, the more energy, the more warmth you're going to bring into the hands and the wrists as we warm them up. Welcome, Amanda. Tom, nice. Okay, perfect. If everyone's ready, let's begin by lengthening up the spine. Take a deep inhale through the nose, fill the belly. And then opening the mouth, take a long exhale. Inhale for round 1, lifting up the arms, 2 fists. And pause. You can rest the arms down if you like. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale for round 2, raising up the arms. And pause. Noticing the energy building in the belly, energy building in the hands. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale for our third and final round. And pause. bringing the hands underneath the thighs, lift the knees up into the chest. You can either catch hold of the shins or wrap the arms all the way around and see if you can balance just on your sit bones, lengthening up through spine. Really nice. You might like to tuck the chin, close the eyes and release the forehead down to the knees. On your next breath in, lift the chin all the way up to the ceiling, opening the throat. Slow exhale as you take the chin back down to the chest. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, chin back down. One more breath in. And out. Finding your Navasana, your boat pose. Bring the feet up in line with the knees. Maybe the hands support underneath the legs. Try and lengthen the spine, broad through the chest. Chin tucked in to keep the back of the neck nice and long. Option 1 is holding here. Option 2, release the arms, palms face up. Option 3, maybe you want to try straightening the legs up towards the ceiling. Whichever option you choose, keep lengthening the spine and breathing into belly. Really nice, everyone. Option 1 is holding here, keep breathing into belly. Option 2 is to move with the breath between high and low boat. If you're moving with me, deep inhale now. Exhale, bring it into low boat. Everything hovering 1 inch off the floor. Point the toes, tuck the chin, squeeze the core. Inhale as you rise up. Nice. Exhale to lower. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Everyone meeting in low boat if you can. Coming down, holding here for 5 deep, even breaths into belly. Nice. And when you're ready, release. Letting everything go. And stretch the arms up long and take a full body stretch. You might like to release through ankles and wrists. Then bring both knees in tight to the chest. And catch hold of the shins or wrap the arms around for a big squeeze. Maybe taking a little rock side to side. And then if it's comfortable for your back today, you can cross the ankles, tuck the chin and start taking a few rock and rolls up and down the length of the spine. See if you can round the back to make this movement smooth. We'll all meet on all fours, so maybe you roll right over those crossed feet. Setting shoulders above wrists, hips above knees. And checking you have some space between the fingers. Feeling the connection between the palm and the mat. Push the palms down. Then push the fingertips, the finger pads down even more. Now try and draw the finger pads in towards the center of the palm that you're trying to grip onto the mat. Maybe the middle knuckles pop off into the air. Yeah, nice. So we're holding onto that mat for dear life, as strong as we can, building up strength in fingers. See if you can keep that activeness in the hands as we draw some big circles with the shoulders around the wrists. When you're ready, change the direction. You can carry on with those movements, or you can flip the hands onto the backs, fingertips pointing towards the knees. Remember, you can always walk the knees forwards to make the stretch less intense. Then play with any movement you like here. Last breath. Sitting back on the heels, give the wrists a shake out. And then we'll come back up onto all fours for our cat-cow. So see if you can activate again through the palms and the fingertips, practicing holding that engagement in the hands. Then take the awareness to the base of the spine. Lifting the tailbone up to the ceiling, drop the belly low, then lift the chest and the gaze. Deep breath in. And then start by tucking the tailbone under first. Draw the belly in tight to the spine, push into the hands, around the back, tuck the chin. Yeah, really nice down. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, rounding down. Inhale to open. Exhale, close. Pausing here, feel this engagement in the hands, still gripping on tight to the mat. Feel the strength in the shoulders as you round up. And then try and squeeze the arms towards one another. See if you can feel that fire up the insides of the arms and the front of the chest. So my arms are already shaking here and I've still got my knees on the ground. But let's tuck the toes and lift the knees 1 inch off the mat. See if you can hold here, floating tabletop. 5 deep, even breaths into belly. Nice shoulders, Elliot. Last breath. Deep breath in. Exhale, downward dog. We're going to keep it moving. Lift the hips up high and the heels. Then round through the spine as you roll forward into a high plank, shoulders stacked above wrists. Then bend the knees so they're floating 1 centimetre off the mat. Stay as low to the ground as you can as you send hips back towards heels, floating, child's pose. Then send the hips up and back for downward dog. Taking this movement with the breath now. Inhale as we lift heels, roll forwards. Hold the breath as we bend the knees. Nice. Exhale, send the hips back and lift high. Last one. Inhale. Hold. Exhale, slow. Pausing here, take any movement you like into your downward dog. And when you're ready, start to pad the feet forwards, lots of tiny steps. And we'll all meet in Padahastasana at the top of the mat. So taking the backs of the hands down to the ground in front of your feet. Option 1 is to just place the fingertips under the toes. From there, you can take it as far in as you like. Maybe you stand completely on the hands, toes all the way up to the wrist crease. Once you're happy with your connection, hand to foot, allow the upper body to hang heavy, the neck to be soft. Every breath in fills the belly. Every breath out sends your sit bones up to the ceiling. Nice. G, can you let your head go? Crown of the head releasing down towards the floor. Nice. Last breath. Carefully releasing the hands. slowly rolling up through the spine. Chin stays tucked to the very last moment. We're riding into Dasana at the top of our mat, eyes closed down. Awareness in the soles of the feet. Lifting the kneecaps, engage the thighs. Squeeze the glutes. Lower ribs draw in. Shoulders relax. Spine long. Palms open. Awareness on the breath. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, arms sweep up, palms meet as we stretch tall. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold, hinging from the hips. Remember to bend the knees if you need to connect belly to thighs and forehead to shins. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold down, curl in. 3 more with the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Nicely, Sia. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Bend the knees as much as you need to connect the palms down to the ground either side of your feet. So don't worry if there's a really deep bend in the knees to get the hands down flat. Then press those finger pads down and draw them in once more, so we're really gripping with the fingertips. Push into the hands, round the upper back, hollow the chest, strong in the shoulders, strong in the arms. From this foundation, you can either step or take a big jump back into plank. Nice, Alex. From here, take the knees down to the ground. Find your diagonal line. Knees, hips, shoulders, ears. Yeah, that's it, down. Really nice. From here, hold that line as we lower super slow. And pause any way you like to hold for one breath. Everyone eventually meeting on our bellies for Cobra. Inhale, chest lifts forwards and up. Exhale, downward dog, take it back. And feel free to continuing pedaling out through the feet if that feels good. Awareness in the palms of the hands as you continue to practice that finger grip. And then taking the gaze between the hands, bend the knees, take the biggest jump you can, lift the hips high as we bring ourselves into forward fold. From here, bend knees, lower hips, inhale, chair. Nice, squeezing thighs, squeezing glutes, drawing lower ribs in. So if you imagine that your body is a sandwich, the glutes are one piece of bread and the ribs are the other. And we need the bread to push in opposite directions to squish the filling. So by drawing the ribs in and pushing with the glutes, we can create a really strong, stable core in the middle. Last breath. Inhale, standing up, reach high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, stretch up. Exhale, Uttanasana, folding down. Inhale, halfway, long spine. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to plant the hands on the ground. Push down into the palms and finger pads as you grip with the fingertips. Engage the shoulders, hollow the chest, squeeze the arms together. step or jump back to plank. From here, option 1 is coming down just like we did before, on the knees, going super slow. Remember to hold that hover for 1 breath. Option 2, same but coming down in plank position. Keep the shoulders strong as you lower to your halfway point, then hold. Then choosing your back bend, inhale cobra, or up dog, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, downward dog, take it back. Nice. Awareness in the palms of the hands. Press down strongly and grip with the fingertips. And then lift the right leg high and straight, 3-legged dog. Point through the toes, squeeze the thighs, squeeze the glutes. If you're not sure if what your back leg is doing, you can always have a look at it from here. Check it out. See if you can make it even straighter, even longer. Then taking the gaze between the hands, sweep the right foot forwards. Inhale, crescent lunge, but leave the arms by the sides, little rest. Keep the back heel lifting high. Maybe a slight scissoring of the hips to bring them into line. Then let's work on our sandwich here. So strong glutes, ribs draw in, working in 2 opposite directions. Nice. It's this energy sandwich, pushing in 2 opposite directions that help us build stability when we come up into our handstand practice. Last breath. Planting the hands, step back to plank. Choose your vinyasa with or without the knees. Move slow. Hold your hover for 1 breath. Choosing your back bend, inhale, squeeze glutes. Exhale, downward dog, take it back. Pushing the palms down into the mat, gripping with the fingertips. Left leg lifts high and straight, 3-legged dog. Yes, nice, amazing toes. Last breath. Sweep that left foot forwards. Inhale, crescent lunge. Check in with the back heel, the hips, the sandwich. And even though our core is switched on, the breath still moves the belly. Last breath. Planting the hands, strong shoulders, step it back to plank. Choose your vinyasa, nice and slow. Great control, Tom, nice. Choosing your back bend, inhale. Exhale, downward dog. And taking the gaze between the hands, bend the knees, biggest jump you can to the top of the mat. All meeting in forward fold. Bend knees, lower hips, inhale, chair. Squeeze those thighs together. Switch on the glutes. Draw lower ribs in. Shoulders stay soft as we breathe into belly. Inhale to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Nice work, guys. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reach up. Exhale, Uttanasana, folding down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, grip with the fingers, step or jump back to plank. Yeah, nice, Amanda. Keep those fingers gripping strong as you push into the palms and really round through the upper back. I want you to spread those shoulder blades as wide as you can. Yeah, that's it, down. Perfect. Nice, Lucia. Remember, in plank, always have the option to bring the knees down to the ground. So option 1 is working there. Option 2, bring the feet together. Drop both heels over to the left, stack the feet and flex them. Then bring the right arm to the right side of the body into side plank. Squeeze everything, the whole length of your body. Nice, keep breathing into the belly. Then option to lift the right leg for our final 3 breaths. Nice, guys. Side plankers, bring it back to center. 1 breath to reset, feel free to drop the knees. Then we'll set up for the other side. Gripping with the fingers, dropping the heels over to the right. Left arm can rest on the side of the body. Squeeze everything, the whole length of your body switched on, squeezing in. Think about your sandwich. Nice, option to lift the top leg for final 3 breaths. And back to center. 1 last deep breath into belly. Yeah, then Amanda's got the right idea. Let's take child's pose. Coming down, releasing forehead down to the mat. Witness the breath. Taking 1 last deep breath here. Rolling yourself up to kneeling. Take a moment to release the wrists. Nice, then we'll bring it into downward dog. We're preparing to do warrior 3, standing splits and warrior 3 at the back of the mat. So if you're like me and you've got something right behind you, you might want to walk the feet into the middle of the mat before you start. But if you have space behind you, just ignore me and do it from where your normal downward dog starting point is. So if you have space behind, start in your 3-legged dog. If you need to create the space, walk the feet into the middle, and then lift the right leg high and straight, 3-legged dog. Check that leg is active and straight. Yeah, nice, Elliot. Then walk the hands back until they're either side of the standing foot. Try and connect the knee to the nose. Keep lifting the right leg up high. If you want to play with your balance, you can practice catching hold of the ankle with 1 hand, or maybe 2. Really nice. Last breath. Then everyone take a look at your right leg for me and see if you can arrange it so that it is parallel with the floor at a right angle to your standing leg. And see if you can float the torso up in line with that back leg. Hands come to prayer at heart center. So the body is 1 long line now from the back foot to the crown of the head. Imagine you have a person at your head and a person at your foot, and they are pulling you in 2 opposite directions. Nice, last breath. Carefully bring the hands back down, standing splits. From here, 2 options to get into 3-legged plank. Option 1, take a leap of faith, so jump the palms straight to the top of the mat. Option 2 is to walk your hands there. We'll all meet in 3-legged plank. You have the option to take a 3-legged vinyasa here. Otherwise, plant the right foot and take your normal vinyasa. Yeah, nice. Have a little wiggle out when you reach your downward dog. Then if you need to create space, walk the feet in. Left leg lifts high and straight, three-legged dog. Point through the toes, squeeze the thighs, squeeze the glutes. Start to walk the hands back until they're either side of the standing foot. Nose connects to the knee as we lift the left leg up even higher. Maybe play with your balance. Catching hold of one ankle or two. Amazing, nice, last breath. Then take a look at your left leg for me. Arrange it so it is parallel with the floor. Then see if you can feel your way up, body in line with the back leg. Hands to prayer at heart center, warrior three. Yeah, really nice, Alex. Stretch through those back toes even more. Nice. Last breath. Floating the hands back down, standing splits. Choose your transition into three-legged plank. Option 1, leap of faith. Option 2, walk the hands forward. All meeting in three-legged plank, left leg in the air. Option to take a three-legged vinyasa here, otherwise ground the left foot. Take your normal vinyasa. And we'll all meet again in child's pose. Allowing the body to be soft. Last breath. And keeping the chin tucked, roll your way up through the spine to kneeling. Option to release the wrists. Coming into our handstand drills. If you know where we're going, feel free to come up and follow through with me so you get a bit more time to practice. Otherwise, if you prefer, you can watch and then join in after you've had a look. So we'll start with our double heel lifts. Coming into downward dog. Push the palms down into the mat. Feel the shoulders come up towards the ears. Then grip with the finger pads and start to tiptoe the feet in until the shoulders stack above the wrists. This will look different in everyone. Depends on the openness in the back of your body as to how close you can get the feet to the hands and to how high you can get the hips up over the head. In an ideal world, we would be stacked hands, head, hips, but we're just going to lift them as high as we can for now. Check the upper body is engaged, sandwich switched on. Then lift the heels up as high as you can, deep breath in. Exhale as you slowly lower the heels back down to the ground. Inhale, float the heels. It's almost like you're trying to take those tiptoes off the mat. Exhale as you lower. Keep moving with the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Nice, strong shoulders, everyone. Last one if you want it. And then bring it back down into child's pose. Maybe the arms stretch behind this time, so you can release through the wrists. Last breath. Rolling up to kneeling. Ooh, round two. So option 1, exactly the same thing again. option 2 is to do that exercise but on 3 legs. So we'll try maybe doing 3 on each side, or whatever you fancy. Whenever you're ready, come into downward dog. Push into the palms, feel the shoulders come up towards the ears, then grip with the fingertips. Tiptoe the feet in until shoulders stack above wrists, lifting hips high. The feet, calves and thighs are all together so we can squeeze them in towards the midline. Squeezing glutes, drawing the ribs in. From here, if you're taking the 3-legged option, lift the right leg high and straight. Take a look, check it's active, switched on. And then the inhale brings the heel up high, floating the toes. And the exhale lowers you down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower. Last one on the right side. Inhale. Exhale. Don't worry if you're going at a different pace than me, but I'm swapping sides now onto the left. Checking everything is engaged. Hands, shoulders, ribs, glutes. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And whenever you've done an even amount on both sides, bring it down into your child's pose. Release. Last breath. Rolling up to kneeling. Releasing the wrists. Third and final round. So you can take either of those 2 previous options, or if you're feeling ready, you can start taking some little hops. I'd say when you start hopping, don't worry too much about the height and focus more on keeping all of that engagement that we've been working on in the body and keeping the legs super straight in the air. Your grounding leg will bend a little bit and then you'll spring up off of it. So try and really spring with the foot. It helps if you point the toes as you spring off. So as you come up, little bend, then spring, point the toes and straighten out through that standing leg. You can start really tiny, or if you're feeling it, you can get bigger. So checking everything is engaged, and maybe you start to take some little hops. So it can be tiny. Control. Nice, awesome, Alex. Lovely straight leg. Yeah, nice height, Amanda. Awesome, Elliot, looking good. Nice, Lucia, you're staying so strong in the shoulders. Remember to switch sides if you haven't already. Nice, Tom, get that back leg straight. Yeah, nice. And we'll all bring it back down to child's pose whenever you're done. And if you like, you can bring the arms behind you, place the fingers, and then lift the arms up above the head. Maybe it feels good to hold still. Maybe some gentle movements side to side. And then releasing the arms. And tucking the chin as you round up through the spine to kneeling. Hands rest on thighs, deep breath in through the nose, fill the belly. Big sigh out the mouth, allow the eyes to close down. 1 minute of freestyle here to do anything you like, anything the upper body needs. If you're stuck for ideas, you might start with some big, slow shoulder rolls. Really nice, everyone. Last couple of breaths. And then we'll bring it up onto all fours whenever you're ready, no rush. You can freestyle your cat-cow. So maybe you take it linear like we did at the start of the class. Or maybe you bring some different movements in. And feeling the different sensations through the body as you move. Last breath. And we'll all meet in cow with the belly low. If you need to, take a little shuffle back so your toes are at the back of the mat. Check hips are stacked above knees. Keep that belly low and the sit bones lifting high as you walk the hands forward into Hatha heart opening pose. Drop the chest as low to the mat as you feel comfortable with. Maybe you rest the chin on the ground. Maybe you tuck the chin and rest the forehead to the earth. Yeah, really nice, everyone. Deep breaths. Whenever you feel ready to release, slide forward into Sphinx. Elbows, forearms, palms of the hands to the earth. Elbows tucked in nice and tight under the ribs. Check the elbows are stacked underneath the ribs, so mind a bit further forward with the elbows. Yeah, nice. Then you can push down and lift and open the chest. Squeeze the glutes and press the pubic bone down into the floor. Last breath. And releasing down. Slide hands under shoulders. Push into the hands, send hips back to heels. And roll up to kneeling. Preparing to come down onto our back, so feel free to pop on extra layers if you fancy. Whenever you're comfy, bring both knees into the chest, give them a big squeeze. Yeah, so lying down on our backs when you're ready. Might feel good to have a little rock out side to side. Option 1 is staying here just as you are. Option 2 is take both legs up into the air and you can hang out here in a gentle inversion. Option 3, Halasana. Plow pose, taking the hands underneath the hips for support. Lift the hips up as high as you can, stretching the legs out long behind you. Maybe they hover in space. Maybe the knees bend and rest on the forehead. Maybe the toes reach the ground behind you. In whichever pose you're in, and allow your focus to rest on the breath. If you're in Handstand, you can slowly start to release. Using the hands to support the hips as you come down slow, vertebrae and by vertebrae by vertebrae. No rush if you're still coming down slow, but whenever you reach the mat, take a full body stretch, fingertips to toes, and releasing through ankles and wrists. And bringing our arms down by the sides, palms flat to the mat. Lift up your hips and slide the hands underneath so you're sitting on them. Then tuck the elbows in as tight as you can underneath the body, preparing for Matjasana, fish pose. Push down into elbows, lift and open the chest. Carefully open the throat and rest the crown of the head gently on the mat behind you. If you want a bit more work for the core, engage the legs. Maybe you lift them. Last breath. Carefully releasing by pushing down into elbows. Release the hands and take the arms out wide into a T if you have the space, otherwise bend elbows, cactus arms. Slide the hips over to the left hand side of your mat. Draw the left knee in tight to the chest. Slowly guide that leg over to the right and just let it hang heavy wherever it ends up. And deep, slow breaths into belly. Last breath. Easing back to center. When you're ready, slide hips over to the right. Right knee in tight to the chest. Guide that leg over to the left. Now let it be heavy. And let the body be soft. Last breath. And slowly coming back to center. And taking these final few moments to take any final movements you need. And then whenever you're ready, start to get yourself comfy and cozy to end our practice either on your back, lying down for Shavasana, or seated for meditation. And final few moments to settle. And as the body becomes still, allow the eyes to close down. Awareness landing in the physical sensations of your body. Noticing its weight. Which parts of your body are in contact with the floor. How your clothes or the air feel against your skin. And taking your attention to the very top of your head. Start to ever so slowly scan down your body at a steady pace, noticing any sensations, feelings, or emotions that arise from each part of your body as you scan down. Not stopping to dwell or analyze, but simply noticing and letting go. And whenever you reach your toes, you can either start again, repeat, or you can just relax. as you start to come back into the space around you, and you might like to bring some small movements into fingers or toes. And you might like to take a deep breath or a big stretch. And then in your own time, keeping your eyes closed, carefully make your way up to a comfortable seat. Palms come together at heart center. And as we bow our heads, let's take these last few moments to acknowledge something that we're grateful for today. Namaste.